got this, and I got you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Care Conversations with Griswold, brought to you by Griswold Home Care for Chevy Chase. I'm Erin Pickrell, Director, and each month we sit down with a trusted professional in the care and wellness community to share real insights, practical advice, and local resources that help families make informed choices about aging in place. Did you know Griswold has been serving families in our community for over 5 years? From short-term recovery care to 24/7 in-home support and specialized services for veterans, our mission is to make aging in place both safe and meaningful. And today, I'm thrilled to welcome GiGi Elizee, who is a registered nurse, Navy veteran, and owner of Jill's Harbor Assisted Living and Memory Care, two boutique homes right here in Chevy Chase and Bethesda, dedicated to dignity, comfort, and connection for seniors. Thanks so much, GiGi. Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to have you here. And we'll start off with a few questions. And so I guess, what inspired you to create Jill's Harbor, and what continues to motivate you in this work?
Yes. So Jill is my mom, or was my mother's name, and I started along this path in 2021. My mom unfortunately had metastatic breast cancer, and before she passed away in 2021, she shared that her one regret was that she never had the opportunity to open a care home for seniors. My mom, I'm a registered nurse, and my mom was also a registered nurse. She worked in long-term care and skilled nursing for many, many years. And so that stuck with me. And about a year later, I started learning more and more about the home model of assisted living, or residential assisted living. And I was also looking for more meaning and purpose in my life. I also had breast cancer in 2021, and it really had me thinking and better appreciating how short life is. And when with my mom planting the seed and then learning more about it a year later, I decided I needed to bring my mom's unfulfilled dream to reality. And so Jill's Harbor was conceived, and just through lots of tears and hard work, other people around me believing in my dream, I now have one small 5-bedroom assisted living home that is open and licensed and operating right now in Chevy Chase, Maryland. And then I have a second home in Bethesda, Maryland, an 8-bedroom home, opening hopefully in Q1 of 2026.
Yeah, wonderful. I was going to ask, tell us a little bit about your Chevy Chase home. What makes it different? What is residential assisted living?
Yeah. A lot of families, like the families who are with me now, say we wish we had known about this earlier. And it's a home that's just a house that's been renovated for this purpose. And so renovations include ADA accessibility. So if we know that we're potentially have residents living with us who are in wheelchairs or using other assistive devices, we have wheelchair ramps, wider doorways into bedrooms and bathrooms, and low threshold or no threshold showers to kind of minimize the potential for tripping. So the house was renovated for this purpose. This particular home is a 1-level home, 5 private bedrooms, and 4 of the 5 have private bathrooms. The home is fully furnished, and I would say the big difference is that we provide true, almost one-on-one care. And so it's assisted living, but really for individuals who they're either at home or in rehab or in another community or facility somewhere, and they really need that one-on-one personalized care. they really benefit from that. And also probably someone, because of their personality, because of their physical limitations or where they are, they wouldn't make use of all the amenities that one might find in a larger community. And so the difference is that personalized care. We modify our menu based on the preferences of our residents. We care about what their normal routines are, and so if they like to sleep in, we don't force them to wake up, and we don't force them to eat at a certain time. We have structure in place, but we are really mindful of how that individual, what makes them feel the best and feel most like themselves. We're communicating with families on a daily basis. Because I'm a registered nurse, I'm able to be proactive about changes that I'm seeing that either a doctor needs to be notified and or the family needs to be notified about. And we also have really concierge medical care where we partner with physicians, PAs in the community, so that 24/7 we have access to a provider if there's a change in their condition or something we're concerned about. I always feel like there's someone that we can reach out to and someone that the family knows they can talk to and get expert advice. Yeah, and even our activities are really tailored around what our residents enjoy, what they're good at, what they're gifted at. And we strive to help the residents find meaning and purpose. So even if someone is in a wheelchair or their hands shake and they can't do much with their hands, how do we get them to contribute to the community so that they feel like they're part of something and they're waking up every morning feeling useful?
Yeah, wonderful. I really appreciate you sharing that. And I agree that it is very individualized care. And, it is a different environment for someone who maybe doesn't feel super comfortable with 100 people at their meals or something like that, too. And I think, interestingly, I think that residential assisted living may fit into this category, but do you see a key trend in senior living or healthcare that maybe families should be aware of?
Yeah. So what I will say is, because we expect to have a lot of older adults, like more and more, that the number is growing and the needs for various levels of care and settings for these folks, it's growing. And so especially in this area, we're seeing a lot of larger communities, luxury communities being built, opening up all levels of care, independent living through assisted living to memory care, all of that. People have a lot of choices in the type of setting that they choose. And I think, so the trend is, we've got all these luxury options and choices. And I think the families need to be mindful, because sometimes we get distracted by all the shiny new things and the glitz and this is luxury, which is wonderful for those who can afford that, who have resources. But also, we really have to keep in mind what is best for that mom or dad or their grandma and grandpa. And even though this is a really pretty, fancy place, are they really going to make use of, the tennis court that's there? Are they physically capable of making use of that? What is the kind of care that they need and the services that they need, making sure that all of that is provided, and not to get distracted by all the kind of the glitz and the fanciness.
That's good advice. And I do think luxury can also be found in your home or a smaller assisted living. adjusting the menu is very luxurious
Yes,
for
yeah,
for
absolutely.
an individual resident. But you're right, there are lots of different amenities that are being offered, and there's lots of choices. Um, and for someone who is exploring moving into a community, what are the top things they should look out for or ask before making that decision?
Yeah, I mean, obviously thinking about what's financially feasible in the long term, and being very thoughtful about um, how long one's resources will last them and allow to live in a home, and be thinking long term rather than short term. And kind of going back to what I said earlier, is being sure that we're not getting distracted, and making sure that the care that is being provided is right and very individual for your loved one. Um, so it is down to the activities, the ratios of caregivers to residents, meaning, when someone hits the call bell, how long is it going to take to get a response? Um, so it's really understanding the services that are being provided and making sure that those meet the needs of your loved one.
Yeah, I do think asking the question, how long can I expect a response when I hit the call button, is a good question to ask. And how can local home care providers like us at Griswold partner with you to help families navigate transitions more smoothly?
Yeah, I think if someone is receiving home care and now they're at the point where home care is 24/7, and for various reasons, maybe financially it doesn't make sense anymore, or just the family is overwhelmed and needs a break, but the individual could still benefit from a home environment. Um, Residential assisted living is a great option, and I think that uh, uh, we could work together, really collaborate, to the point where we're meeting together. Let's say that the resident and or their family is considering a transition, really come together and do the assessment together. So it is what we call in healthcare like a warm handoff. So we are partners. This is Erin says, this is my friend GiGi. She's here to do an assessment, and we come together and talk to that individual about why this might be the right move for them. So it's not a stranger coming in. We come in together, and I think also when the individual does make the transition, some people benefit from having a private duty or personal care aide with them for the first few days after their transition, just to help them get acclimated. Sometimes just seeing a familiar face, because when you move somewhere, you've got new people, new environment, and then new people, and then new names, and all the things. So having someone that you're familiar with, and you guys have your routine, and you know each other really well, can help with the transition and help with almost like with buy-in, because there's someone there with you who knows you and who cares for you.
Yeah, wonderful. And I do think you're right that when we're providing 24/7 care, and it could be a financial burden for sure, or even a logistical burden if they do need a break, managing the care that they're receiving. Potentially, like respite could also be a good option for someone who, a family member who wants to travel, or
That's right. Respite care is an option, kind of like a caregiving vacation, where it's a daily rate, and we can have residents, provided we have the room available. Residents can come and stay for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, if family members not just need a break, but are planning travel that individual can't participate in. It is a great option. And then for some families where they're kind of unsure, or they're on the fence about this kind of transition, that respite care gives one an opportunity to sort of try before you buy. And so you get a sense of it and experience it before you commit fully.
Wonderful, definitely. And I mean, this is my favorite question, but when you're not running Jill's Harbor, how do you recharge and stay grounded?
I'm not doing a whole lot of that recharging and staying grounded these days, because as a business owner, new business owner, we wear a lot of hats. But right now is just making sure um, that I take time to meet with friends once a week and have a dinner and someone to just talk to and share some of the amazing things that are happening and the challenges. Is just having an outlet and feeling like I have a support system in place.
Yeah, wonderful. And of course, you're local here to Montgomery County, so spending time here at home, I guess.
Yeah, spending time at home. But again, a lot of things are when you're starting a business, you have a lot on your plate. And so my family, thankfully, has been very supportive and understanding during this stage of the process.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much, GiGi.
Thank you for having me.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
No, thank you. No.
Great. I really appreciate you coming and spending time with me, sharing your expertise with us today. Your insights are incredibly valuable for the families and professionals we serve here in Chevy Chase. To learn more about Jill's Harbor, assisted living and memory care, you can reach out to GiGi at jillsharbor.com or call 240-207-6990. And thank you for joining us for Care Connections with Griswold Home Care. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for more interviews with community leaders who are making a difference every day. We look forward to seeing you next month. Same time, same place.